to have you with us from Springfield, Missouri, Plaster Stadium, home to the Missouri State Bears. As we'll see, the winners of 5 straight, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, taking on the winners of 5 straight, the Missouri State Bears. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Bears will kick it away first. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Middle Tennessee State's offense will get first crack at it here. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Looking downfield, it's Powell. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Let's take a look here at Middle Tennessee. And what a challenge this is going to be for both teams, both with unblemished records, both sitting atop the conference, and both eager to square off against each other.
And what I think makes this one more fun is that it's not just the 2 top teams in the conference. These might be 2 of the better teams in the entire country. These 2 teams might make the college football playoff. Lots of football out ahead. This is a matchup, regardless of whether you're a fan of these teams, the conference of college football you've been waiting to see.
And it's so nice that whoever wins this, you talk about putting yourself in a great position, you hand them a loss in the conference, move them down the standings, and you have the tiebreaker. A lot on the line today.
So Missouri State's offense will go to work for the first time today. And after that performance last week, Jesse, it'll be interesting to see if they can get the big tight end as involved as he was a week ago.
He really did, and he was good out in the field. He was good down near the red zone. He's a matchup problem that you know this quarterback is going to be trying to find early in this game. The defense has to have a plan for him, David. It'll be interesting to see how they try to defend him.
Well, and that's the problem. It's so hard.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Making side adjustments here. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Back to throw, it's Page. Makes the catch, it's Silva. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
And the Bears racing to the line in the hurry-up. Motion from the back. This quarterback part of their running game. And they get nothing. The ball remains at the 2-yard line. A run for the quarterback. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri State.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's see what the Blue Raider offense can get going. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He'll pull it on the read. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. He's just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Looking to pass. It's Powell. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. So here comes the Bear offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Got it set up on the outside. Good pickup there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Pass completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a 1st down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Going to throw it over the top of the D. Makes the grab on the big throw. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Here comes the offense on 1st down. He'll do it himself. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Quarterback may change this route. He'll set up to throw. Looking to get it in. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Bears!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Middle Tennessee offense will go back to work. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. They'll give it to the back. Turning it on! And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Intercepted, and that total goes to 16. Touchdown Bears! What momentum you get when the defense comes out with a play like that. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
And doing a great job in coverage. Obviously, you got to play run first as a linebacker always. That's your first thought process. But then reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the football, catching it. And then from there, it was easy. Just take it right to the house.
Out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Pressure coming. Trying to escape and get it himself. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Power football with the run. And that's the end of the line on that run, and it's the end of the line for the first quarter. We've come to the end of the period. It's Missouri State holding the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Looking to throw, it's Powell. Here's the pressure. Fires to the tight end. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella.
Breaks into the open. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17.
I like the poise by the quarterback on that play, too, because a lot of times as a quarterback, you see the blitz coming, and immediately you want to audible, you want to try to throw the ball, but he knew that he had a good run play called, and he knew he could.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16. So here comes the Missouri State offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the knee.
Yeah, and how about the linebacker? You know, you ask him to do so much on the football field to cover so much ground. You don't always ask him to go man-to-man, but when you do, the linebacker comes through, swats the ball to the ground.
Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17. With that run, he breaks through the 3,000-yard mark for his career.
Man, that says a lot about you. When you rush for 3,000 yards in this world where it's pass-happy, that you got a guy that, no, I'm going to give him touches because he's productive. Palmer, it's led to 3,000 yards now.
And that's a lot when you consider some of the injury issues they've had.
Wide open spaces. The 40. Inside the 30. The 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Missouri State.
Well, this thing's turning into a rout. It's turning into a rout quickly. Really nice job by the offense there, but it's not just them. Their defense is getting it done. Their special teams are getting it done, and it just feels like they're really feeding off of this home crowd and their energy. This has been the definition of home field advantage in this football game.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Middle Tennessee offense will go back to work. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Give to the running back. There he goes. Still on his feet. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on 1st and 10.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you've got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
Looking for space, it's Jordan. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Back to throw, it's Powell. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. Passing game kept the drive moving. Here's 1st down. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. After that last loss, it's 2nd and 12.
Goodness, great. That is the way you blow up a play quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Hair on fire, caused a wreck. That had to be a blown assignment.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got a man. It's Jordan. This defense makes a play, stopping him well short, and it'll be 4th down from the 24. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. Right down the boulevard, it's good. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. On the run from inside his own 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Okay, guys, the Bears offense comes onto the field. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to make it 4 for 4. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Finds his man. It's Fox. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. The Bears want to crank the tempo. Looking downfield on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
Off the play fake. He's looking deep. Grabs it inside the 15. Touchdown, Bears. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see what the Blue Raider offense can get going. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like, this is an opportunity. This is the biggest. Now, you got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points?
Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Rushes on him. Got rid of it just in time. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Powell. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And here comes the punt team. Just needs a crack to get a return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Trying the left side. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward. Really nice job by the defense, keeping everything in front of you in that situation and rallying to the football, and now you're rewarded with 3rd and long. So we'll see on this next play if they do the same thing here or if they sell out and bring the blitz.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Looking for a huge play. What a grab along the left sideline. Got the foot down in a strong throw. Put it right on the money. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. Looking for a man. It's Page. Throws to the wideout. Touchdown, Missouri State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellows, many thanks. Happy to provide a break in the action to kind of pour over exactly what has transpired so far.
Just about set to get this second half underway. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So here comes the Missouri State offense. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. They'll keep it on the ground to start the second half. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. And the Bears want to pick up the tempo.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Got his man on the right. Gets away from 1. Finds some space. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The Bears come to the line with a new set of downs. Off play action on 1st down. He's going to run it. Got room at the 35. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact.
And how about this quarterback, man? He's showing you a little bit of everything. He's had a great day throwing the football, spinning it around, scoring touchdowns, and now shows you he can pick them up and put them down, scrambling for the 1st down. He's had a day where he's really showing you he can do all things on the football field.
unloads to the wideout. Wideout trying to get it in. And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the Bears line it up with a 1st and goal. Quarterback duplicitous in his dealing. Some would even say sneaky. Sneaks it into the end zone.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Middle Tennessee offense will go back to work. Quarterback on the keeper. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Got it in the middle. It's Madden. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. From the gun, running back gets the give. He's stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Handoff from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down, 4th down coming up. They bring the punter onto the field now. They'll have to punt for the 4th time today. And they'll just down it right there.
It's a great punt. Obviously, he gives himself time to let his guys get down the field, get in position. Remember, don't let that thing cross the goal line. Try to keep it inside the 10. Nice job down in the football, setting your defense up for great field position.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Wants to throw. It's Page. Finds his tight end. At the 20, he's got space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. The Bears with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Off play action. Steps away to find some room. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And I really like the job by this offense because, listen, you've got the lead. Be smart with the football. You drop back, it's a scramble. The quarterback pulls it down, makes the play. Nice job. This is how you play with the lead. Take what the defense gives you and don't make mistakes.
You know, if you want to run the ball up the middle, you're going to have to block that guy. I mean, nobody even touched him, and he slanted right into the backfield, made the tackle for loss.
The offense changing the play. Trying to surprise him with the pass. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him, but this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Hits him in stride at the 10. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Back looking for the goal line. Almost in, but they'll say he didn't make it, inches away from the touchdown. Now the play fake. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Missouri State.
And they pay off the drive with a touchdown run, but what a drive. Almost the full length of the field, 98 yards. That's how you put a drive together when you're backed up on your own 2-yard line and get 6.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down. They go back to work in the final period of this one. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Trying play action. Caught behind the line. It's Wang. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
Caught over the middle. It's Wang. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. It'll be 3rd and long. Wants to throw it. Throws to the wideout. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. So here comes the Bear offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. And the Bears will hustle to the line.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
The Bears really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. To throw, it's Page. With 3rd down conversions like that, they've got it at the 25.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
Got him downfield. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And the Bears have this offense rolling. It's complete to the left. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
He'll take it himself. Touchdown, Bears! And they take it in for 6 more points. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conservative, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
He'll bring it out. It's Grace. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Let's see what the Blue Raider offense can get going. That last drive ended with an interception, and this time it's paramount they take care of the ball. Pulled and fired complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Off the RPO, complete. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's first down from their own 23-yard line. Looking for space. It's Wang. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. Whole situation changed after that last big play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Just couldn't quite stay in bounds while making that grab. It's incomplete. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Right down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. It's 1st and 10 from the 13. The pull and throw off the RPO. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll move the tight end. They'll run play action. Oh, they're after him. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. A tough 3rd down spot here. Field is condensed. Ball is at the 10-yard line. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. They're working that left side. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success, because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Quarterback making checks. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back.
False start on offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. Looking to throw, it's Page. Throws for the tight end. He's got an open man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The Bears want to move quickly. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Silva. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. On the run, still looking. Going to try to get it himself. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. They'll immediately call timeout.
And we've seen this several times now. Like, he is more than willing to take off and make plays. And you can tell the defense is starting to adjust a little bit. They see it. They know it's a pass, but they had eyeballs on him. And as soon as he took off, they ran to him, and they made sure they got him on the ground.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Shoots it to the left. Wide open downfield. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. Quarterback making adjustments. Wide receiver comes in motion. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but, like, let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but, like, let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
To the air, it's Page. Under fire. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Nice job by this defense here. They didn't do a good enough job on the last drive, but, man, we got to get to the quarterback, affect him, get him in predictable situations like you did right here now on 3rd and long.
Got his man on the right. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.